I would like to invite our speakers on the dais for the very first session of the day. So yes, let's put our hands together for Joint Secretary Logistics, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, Shri Pankaj Kumar sir. Can we please have a big round of applause for the very first speaker that I would like to call upon on the stage. Next, I would like to request Director, International Marketing and Operations Conquer, Dr. Vijay Kumar Singh, RTS. I would also like to request Managing Director, Blue Dart Express, Mr. Balfour Manuel. We have with us Director, XSIO Logistics Park, Shri Ashish Agrawal. Director, Mailghat Cold Chain Private Limited, Mr. Aditya Jhunjhunwala. And with that, to moderate the session, today we have with us as the moderator, Mr. Rajan Agrawal, Director, Godam Logistics, who is developing a 125 acres logistics park in Nagpur. Let's have a big round of applause for Mr. Rajan Agrawal.
Thank you, Shamal. Good morning, everyone. I welcome you to the second day of Advantage Vidarbha. We all know from the newspapers, from everybody who's been here yesterday, it has been a fabulous start to this year's edition, the third edition of Advantage Vidarbha. It is a big honor for me to be here as a moderator, and I would not have been at this stage if not for one person, the convener for the logistic panel, Shiv Kumar sir. So I'd like to welcome him on the stage. Please, sir, come on the dais. Shiv Kumar sir is Director of R&Y Logistics. He is known to everybody in the logistics sector in Nagpur. He's the executive member of AID as well as the convener of the logistic panel. Logistics has always been very close to me, and I feel Nagpur is the right place for logistics. This is the third edition, and I think we have progressed a lot. In terms of, in the first edition, we talked about the potential of logistics in Nagpur. The second edition, we talked about the possibilities and the policies for logistics in Nagpur. And this, the third edition, we are now looking at opportunities. Already big announcements have been done by Adani Logistics, by Mahindra Group, that they will be coming in big way to Vidarbha and Nagpur. And I think with that, the real opportunities are now taking shape, and they are becoming more real. So, with that, I think we all should be excited about the possibilities and the opportunities of logistics in Nagpur. When we talk about logistics, it has multi-facets. And today we have an esteemed panel which is going to talk about different facets. I would like Shiv Kumar sir to start with a welcome remark and an opening remark.
Good morning. Welcome Shri Pankaj Kumar, Joint Secretary Logistics, Mr. Vijay Kumar Singh, Director Marketing, International Operations, Mr. Balfour Manuel, Managing Director, Blue Dart, Mr. Ashish Agrawal, Managing Director, XCO Logistics, and Mr. Aditya Jhunjhunwala from Mailghat Cold Storage. Welcome dignitaries of the dais too, who have spared their time and are attending this logistics session on day 2 of Advantage Vidarbha. Vidarbha central location, as everybody talks all the time, has always been the geographical center of India, and as they say, it has the natural advantage of being the logistics center for a hub and spoke model. But with this panel today, the policy makers, the executors, the warehousing people, the cold storage guys, the express cargo people here, and container corporation, I think Vidarbha's logistics scenario now is at an inflection point. So with all the policy formation, there has to be something which goes around execution. Vidarbha's potential is huge in terms of the steel industry that we have, in terms of the agri-trade that this region offers. In fact, it will not be out of place to mention that we are the rice bowl of this country, sir. Most of Africa and Russia consume rice which is grown in Vidarbha and part of Chhattisgarh. Likewise, we are the hub for pulses, cotton, as well as for textiles. With that, we also have 3 multimodal parks which are already in operation. One which is run by Container Corporation, which is the oldest. Another 2 at Borkhedi. With these 3 multimodal parks and another Samruddhi Expressway which is connecting Nagpur to JNPT, we still find that there is something missing in the entire ecosystem, that we can say. With the infrastructure in place, with the cargo potential being there, there is something that is still lacking, which probably relates to the high logistics cost, the turnaround time, the first mile and last mile logistics. So somewhere this ecosystem needs to be completed. And as we see this distinguished panel today expressing their thoughts, I would not hesitate to mention that while you also mention your plans and what the country has to offer, what the central government has to offer in terms of policies, or what the logistics players sitting here have to offer in terms of what they are going to do in the time to come and their plans for Vidarbha. But I would like to also request them to understand the challenges that they see for Vidarbha, and probably the solutions also, so that that becomes the framework for Association for Industrial Development to pursue, maybe with the government sector or with the private sector. With that, I look forward to having a great panel discussion, and I'm sure that this session will be enriching for all the participants here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shiv, for your opening remarks. Today, we are esteemed to have amongst us Joint Secretary Logistics, representing the Government of India, Department for Promotion of Industry and Industrial Trade, DPIIT, Shri Pankaj Kumar Sir. He is an IAS officer, and he has been specifically appointed to encourage logistics efficiency within the nation. Sir, I invite you to speak as a keynote speaker, one of the things that I always felt is the Government of India has done its bit by appointing Secretary Logistics, Joint Secretary Logistics. However, I personally feel that the state governments should take the initiative and also have a Secretary Logistics within their government, so that there can be better facilitation of logistic policies and implementation across the nation. On that note, on that question, I would invite you to come and deliver your keynote speech.
From Delhi, a warm greeting to all present here from Government of India. Delhi is not still warm, it's pretty cold, and it's a very really literally warm feeling to come to Mumbai. Yesterday 2 days I was in Mumbai and then to Nagpur. Really very relieving. Delhi is still reeling with cold. Thank you, distinguished panelists, Shiv Kumar ji, and the organizer, especially Gadkari ji, was kind enough to invite many officers through his personal letter, and that compelled us to attend this mega occasion of Advantage Vidarbha. After coming here, I can see that what kind of a major event it is, and so many discussions, parallel discussions, seminars are going on like in any other conference. Something good will come out of that. I would like to start from there what was told, that Government of India thought that logistics should be a single window agency in Government of India, and they, in 2017 only, it is not long before, a logistic department or division was opened in Government of India in Ministry of Commerce. Before that, Railway had its logistic division, MORTH, the highway, the ministry who build highway. They have their logistic division and all, even port and shipping. But that has not translated in the governance of state government. Yesterday I had a meeting with Additional Chief Secretary who is looking after logistics in Maharashtra. But she was not aware that apart from PM Gati Shakti, she is also supposed to look after logistics, because she was confused that maybe her associate friend, ACS Industry, will be looking after the logistics. So there is a confusion. And confusion also because PM Gati Shakti and logistics sometimes are taken as synonymous in governance of India and state, though they are pretty different kind of initiative of government of India, but they join somehow. आप लोग अंग्रेजी में ज्यादा कंफर्टेबल हैं या हिंदी में? यहाँ जो भी जितने भी हैं, कुछ स्टूडेंट भी दिख रहे हैं, हिंदी में कितने लोग कंफर्टेबल हैं? सारे कंफर्टेबल. ओके, बिकॉज सम स्टूडेंट्स आर ऑल्सो सिटिंग. सो आई डोंट नो कितने लोग आप लोगों में से पीएम गति शक्ति के बारे में जानते हैं. कोई सुना है पीएम गति शक्ति क्या है? प्लीज कैन रेज हैंड. कितने लोग पीएम गति शक्ति सुने हैं? प्लीज रेज योर हैंड. तो बहुत लोगों ने सुना भी नहीं है. पीएम गति शक्ति ऑफ कोर्स मोदी जी की एक ड्रीम थी, और जब वो गुजरात में चीफ मिनिस्टर थे तो ये हुआ था कि यदि ऐसा कर दें कि कोई भी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, यही यूनिवर्सिटी कैंपस है, व्हाट इफ कि इसको हम डिजिटलाइज कर दें, उसको जियो टैग कर दें, इसकी लॉन्गिट्यूड लैटिट्यूड, और फिर उसको गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के मैप पे सुपर इम्पोज कर दें, तो कोई भी विजुअली देख सकता है कि कहाँ पे ये यूनिवर्सिटी लोकेटेड है, उसको वहां सर्च कर सकता है. इस यूनिवर्सिटी के बगल से कौन से रोड गुजर रहे हैं, कौन से हाईवे हैं, कौन से हॉस्पिटल पास में हैं, कौन से स्कूल हैं, कॉलेज हैं या अदर्स हैं, दिस ऑल कैन बी मैप्ड ऑन द सेम मैप. और यदि ये प्लानिंग के लिए यूज हो तो हम फील्ड में गए बगैर जो है वो मैप देख करके एक व्यू ले सकते हैं कि कैसी प्लानिंग क्या होनी चाहिए. ये पूरे इंडिया भर के लिए उन्होंने करने की कोशिश की 2021 में. पहले गुजरात में उन्होंने किया, एंड 4 साल में पीएम गति शक्ति एक मेगा जियो स्पैशियल डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म बन गया है, जहां पे कि आप एन नंबर ऑफ ऑलमोस्ट 2000 तरह के डेटा, रिवर से लेके और पॉन्ड से लेके हॉस्पिटल, आंगनबाड़ी, कॉलेजेज, स्कूल्स, रोड, रेल, urban utilities, everything, metro, airport, all are mapped in the PM Gati Shakti. And not only जो exist करता है वो, लेकिन जो plan भी हो गए हैं और planning stage में है वो भी वहाँ पे mapped है. उसको देख करके गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया में अब प्रोजेक्ट प्लानिंग होती है, उसका काफी असिस्टेंस लिया जाता है. स्टेट गवर्नमेंट में भी होती है. यस्टरडे ओनली महाराष्ट्र में एनपीजी नेटवर्क प्लानिंग ग्रुप जो पीएम गति शक्ति की है, उनकी मीटिंग हुई. आई वाज देयर. उसमें बहुत सारे वो साइट को और इम्प्रूव करने की जरूरत है, और हमारे जो काम करने का तरीका है नॉट ओनली इन लॉजिस्टिक्स, उसको भी और इम्प्रूव करने की अभी स्कोप है. लेकिन फिर भी पीएम गति शक्ति बहुत आगे ले गई है जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्लानिंग होती है. मैं ये कह रहा था कि पीएम गति शक्ति इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्लानिंग के लिए एक जियो स्पैशियल डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म है, बट लॉजिस्टिक्स इज मच मोर देन पीएम गति शक्ति. लॉजिस्टिक्स जो यहाँ स्टूडेंट हैं उनके लिए बेसिकली आप एक सामान को एक जगह से दूसरे जगह बिजनेस के लिए, ट्रेड के लिए इतनी इफिशिएंट कम कॉस्ट पे आप स्मूथली डिलीवर कर देते हो, पहुंचा देते हो, यही लॉजिस्टिक्स है. इवन पीपल का मूवमेंट भी लॉजिस्टिक का पार्ट होता है, बिकॉज पीपल आर द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इंग्रेडिएंट फॉर एनी बिजनेस एंड ट्रेड, बट मोस्टली इट इज गुड्स, कार्गो. और उसके यदि आप पार्ट देखो, कंपोनेंट देखो, तो वो जो है इन सीटू कंपोनेंट, जैसे वेयर हाउस हैं, कोल्ड चेन है, कोल्ड स्टोरेज है, ये सब जो है फैसिलिटीज जो होते हैं वो इन सीटू है. और इसको कनेक्ट करने के लिए मार्केट से कनेक्ट हो, चाहे रॉ मटेरियल से, जो ट्रांसपोर्ट के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हैं वो दूसरी इसकी बैकबोन है, चाहे रोड हो, चाहे रेल हो, चाहे एयरपोर्ट हो, वाटरवेज हो, कई तरह. इवन पाइपलाइन से अब जो है वो ऑयल एंड स्लरी पाइपलाइन से जो है वो भी ट्रांसपोर्ट होती है, कन्वेयर बेल्ट से भी अब ट्रांसपोर्ट होते हैं। तो कई जो है न्यू काइंड ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्ट मेथड आ गए हैं जिसके थ्रू कि एक जगह से दूसरी जगह गुड्स को पहुंचाया जाता है। रेल और रोड तो सबसे कन्वेंशनल मॉडल हैं। एयर जो है अभी बहुत तेजी से आ गया है, कोस्टल शिपिंग आ गई है। जैसे मान लो कोची से जो है वो विशाखापत्तनम जो है वो इवन रोड से नहीं होकर के वो कोस्टल सी के थ्रू जो है हम पहुंचा दें इनलैंड ट्रेड के लिए। दैट ऑल्सो इज बिकमिंग ए गुड मेजर काइंड ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्ट। तो दूसरी कंपोनेंट जो है वो है ये ट्रांसपोर्ट की जो नेटवर्क है, जो कनेक्ट करते हैं इन स्टोरेज और मटेरियल हैंडलिंग की जो फैसिलिटी है, वेयर हाउस, कोल्ड चेन, गोडाउन्स एंड ऑल। उसमें रेफर व्हीकल भी आते हैं जो रेफ्रिजरेटेड वैन है, यदि वो टेम्परेचर कंट्रोल ट्रांसपोर्ट करना हो। बट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट परहैप्स व्हाट आई कुड अंडरस्टैंड इज द थर्ड कंपोनेंट, दैट इज द इंटीग्रेशन एंड रेगुलेशन। आप ये सारी चीजें, जैसे अभी शिव कुमार जी कह रहे थे कि यहाँ पे कुछ मिसिंग है, बहुत जगह मिसिंग है। वो ये है कि फैसिलिटीज हम क्रिएट कर देते हैं। यहाँ मल्टी मॉडल लॉजिस्टिक पार्क हो गए, यहाँ पे हमने जो है वेयर हाउस का हब बना दिया, वो पार्क में भी रहती है। बहुत सारे रोड आपको पास करते हैं नागपुर से, यू नो कि NH44, NH53 सब क्रॉस करते हैं। मेजर जो रेलवे की जो मुंबई हावड़ा है या दिल्ली चेन्नई है, सारे का इंटरसेक्शन है। आपके पास सब कुछ वो है जो मैं भी कह रहा था लॉजिस्टिक में, बट फिर भी आपको गैप फील होगा बिकॉज दोज आर फ्रैगमेंटेड, वो बहुत इंटीग्रेटेड नहीं है। और जो रेगुलेशन है वो इस टाइप की नहीं है कि आप स्मूथली सभी चीजें जो है। रेगुलेशन का मीनिंग कैसे होता है समझो, जैसे कोई फॉरेन से यहाँ पे कार्गो आई, बहुत वैल्यूएबल कार्गो आई, उसको बहुत जल्दी जो है पहुंचना है किसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सेंटर पे, मार्केट में या कहीं पे, और यहाँ पे एयरपोर्ट पे वो आके अटक गई, वो 36 घंटे तक जो है कस्टम से क्लियर नहीं हुई, और वो जो सप्लायर है उसका पूरा जो चेन है वो पूरा खत्म हो गया, वो जो जिस समय में डिलीवरी करनी थी। उसकी जो सिस्टम है रेगुलेशन की वो पूरी पुख्ता नहीं है, वो ट्यून्ड नहीं है कि जो कार्गो आ रहे हैं फॉरेन से उसको कितनी जल्दी हम भेज दें। या मान लो कि आप दूसरा लो, जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की प्रॉब्लम है कि कोई वैक्सीन आती है फॉरेन से जिसको कि क्लाइमेट कंट्रोल चाहिए, उसको टेम्परेचर -10 डिग्री चाहिए लाइक दैट, और एयरपोर्ट पे जो है वो कोल्ड चेन की फैसिलिटी प्रॉपर नहीं है। वो वहां पे कोल्ड स्टोरेज, हर एयरपोर्ट पे कोल्ड स्टोरेज क्लाइमेट कंट्रोल जो है बनाया गया है। आई वॉज डायरेक्टर कोल्ड चेन सम 13-14 years before in Ministry of Food Processing. At that time, we used to ensure कि हर एयरपोर्ट पे जो है रेफ्रिजरेटेड व्हीकल और कोल्ड चेन की फैसिलिटी हो, लेकिन कई जगह वो फैसिलिटी डिफंक्ट हो गई है। मुझे नहीं पता नागपुर एयरपोर्ट पे क्या हालत है, मैं आज पूरे रास्ते में पता करने की कोशिश कर रहा था। आई कुड नॉट गैदर, परहैप्स सम ऑफ यू विल टेल कि उसकी क्या हालत है, लेकिन वो भी जो है वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल प्रॉब्लम है कि पता लगा वैक्सीन जो है आई और वहां से तो पूरा कोल्ड चेन में आया, यहाँ पे कोल्ड चेन जो है वो उसको 24 घंटे नहीं मिला, कस्टम क्लियरेंस में देरी लगी और वो खराब हो गया, या उसकी इफिकेसी जो है वो लो हो गई। तो ये सारी चीजों को जब तक आप इंटीग्रेटेड वे में नहीं देखोगे, जैसे महाराष्ट्र में मैंने कहा कि देयर इज स्टिल कंफ्यूजन की सेक्रेटरी लेवल पे या एसीएस, अब ज्यादा जगह है एसीएस लेवल पे, हु विल टेक कंट्रोल ऑफ द लॉजिस्टिक्स, बिकॉज लॉजिस्टिक्स जो है एक पर्टिकुलर सेक्टर नहीं है, ये ट्रांसपोर्ट नहीं है, ये वेयर हाउस नहीं है। वेयर हाउस के लिए स्टेट में वेयर हाउस कॉर्पोरेशन होते हैं, वेयर हाउस के डिविजन्स होते हैं, कोल्ड चेन के लिए फूड प्रोसेसिंग है, जो एसीएस एग्रीकल्चर या इंडस्ट्री, फूड इंडस्ट्री होते हैं वो उसको देखते हैं। हुई रेलवे के लिए रेलवे के लोग हैं, अभी डेडिकेटेड फ्रेट कॉरिडोर आप लोगों को पता है कि अभी दानकुनी टू जो सूरत है वो आपके यहाँ से पास करेगी, ये उसके लिए डीएफसीसी है, सभी हैं, लेकिन हु इज कोऑर्डिनेटिंग? What we have felt in logistics division in DPIT, it's a humongous coordination job. और यदि आप इसको अच्छे से करना चाहते हैं तो स्टेट में भी लॉजिस्टिक्स डिवीजन या लॉजिस्टिक्स डिपार्टमेंट आपको खोलनी होगी, और सभी जितने मैंने अभी बताया जितने एजेंसीज हैं, जैसे कॉनकोर के यहाँ पे बैठे हुए हैं जो मेन जो लोग करने वाले हैं, वो रेलवे के, डीएफसीसी के, नेशनल हाईवे अथॉरिटी के, and all private sector जो invest कर रहे हैं multi-modal logistic parks में, and many other agencies need to sit together and discuss कि इसको कैसे हम एक integrated way में logistics को plan करें, and the government करें कि मिलना चाहिए. मैं यही बोलूँगा कि हम लोगों ने यही कोशिश की है PM गति शक्ति के थ्रू कि इंटीग्रेटेड वे में लॉजिस्टिक्स, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और अदर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का विकास हो. और मेरा अधिक फोकस जो है, मेरे डायरेक्टर भी यहाँ पे हैं, हम लोगों ने मिल करके इंडस्ट्री के प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए सबसे ज़्यादा मेहनत की है. हम लोग महीने महीने मीटिंग करते हैं जिसको हम लोग सर्विस इंप्रूवमेंट ग्रुप कहते हैं. एक पोर्टल बनी हुई है जिसमें लॉजिस्टिक्स के जितने ऑपरेटर हैं, एसोसिएशन है, वो अपनी समस्याएं गवर्नमेंट के पॉलिसी रेगुलेशन से, कि ये छोटी छोटी बातें लिखते हैं कि कैसे ई वे बिल में छोटी सी गलती होने पे कितना पनिशमेंट हो जाता है, ओवर साइज जो कार्गो होते हैं या जो ट्रांसपोर्ट होते हैं, ओवर डायमेंशनल जो ट्रांसपोर्ट होते हैं, उसके लिए कितनी मुश्किल होती है परमिशन लेने में. ऑल स्मॉल इश्यूज वी ट्राई टू सॉर्ट आउट. सेम वे द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे, यहाँ जो कलेक्टर की ऑफिस है वहाँ पे भी ये सेंसिटाइजेशन होनी चाहिए कि पूरे इलाके में, चाहे वो नो एंट्री को लेकर के हो, चाहे लेन मैनेजमेंट के हो, कि ट्रक किस पे गुजरेगी, कि वहाँ ट्रक के सामने कोई ऑटो ना चलने लगे और उसको कोई देखने वाला नहीं है और ट्रक की स्पीड घट रही है, या अननेसेसरी ट्रक को रोक करके जो है उसको ऑब्स्ट्रक्ट ना किया जाए नाके पे. अदरवाइज भी अधिक से अधिक जो है जो फास्टैग और जो आजकल बिल्कुल कंप्लीटली फ्री मूवमेंट जो टॉल पे होती है, जहाँ की जिसको बोलते हैं ह्यूमन लेस पासिंग थ्रू द टॉल, वो कैसे शहर के आसपास लगे. हर शहर को अपनी सिटी लॉजिस्टिक प्लान बनानी चाहिए. हम लोग उसके लिए इनकरेज करते हैं. नागपुर का अनफॉर्चुनेटली अभी तक सिटी लॉजिस्टिक प्लान नहीं है, और ये सिटी लॉजिस्टिक प्लान सिटी की मोबिलिटी प्लान से इंटीग्रेट होनी चाहिए. उसकी जो लॉजिस्टिक पॉलिसी है वेयर हाउस की, उससे इंटीग्रेट होनी चाहिए. तो मैं नटसेल में ये कहूँगा कि हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि लॉजिस्टिक्स का जो डेवलपमेंट है इंडिया में, वो एक होल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट अप्रोच इंटीग्रेटेड वे में हो, जहां की तीनों कंपोनेंट जो इन सीटू स्टोरेज, मटेरियल हैंडलिंग, ट्रांसपोर्ट एंड रेगुलेशन आपस में इंटीग्रेटेड वे में निर्बाध, जिसको बोलते हैं अनऑब्स्ट्रक्टेड and with lot of ease of doing business for the logistics service provider हो. And same we expect from the state government. And यहाँ आने का पर्पस भी इसमें यह था कि मैं मुंबई होते हुए इसलिए आया कि पहले स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को सेंसिटाइज करें कि कैसे हम इंटीग्रेटेड वे में ये सब कर सकते हैं. जो मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ यही कल हम लोगों ने CS ACS के साथ भी डिस्कस किया है. एंड जहाँ भी स्टेट में हम लोग जाते हैं हम लोग इस तरह से डिस्कस करते हैं. आई होप फ्रॉम द टूडेज डिस्कशन समथिंग गुड विल कम आउट, और उससे विदर्भा और आगे बढ़ेगा. थैंक यू. थैंक यू.
Thank you so much, Pankaj sir. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said कि logistics में सब अलग-अलग divisions है, departments है, infrastructures है, जो अलग-अलग है, but integration is the key. Similarly, integration at a national level, at the state level, regional level, city level, वो भी बहुत जरूरी है. So we take your point very well, and we will make sure that AID makes an effort to get this integration done. Next, I am honored to welcome Shri Vijay Kumar Singh. He is the Director of International Marketing and Operations for Container Corporation of India, a Government of India enterprise, public sector undertaking, which is the Navratna amongst one of the biggest and better managed organization. Singh sir is from the 1996 batch of Indian Railway Traffic Service. He is having more than 3 decades of experience in the logistic and supply chain sector. Sir, I would like to tell us more about the plans of Container Corporation. How do they see Vidarbha as part of the entire Concor strategy, and what future opportunities can Concor present to businesses and enterprises from Vidarbha which are looking to partner with Concor or use their facilities and services for their businesses? Thank you, sir.
Namaskar, very good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege, and I feel proud to be here. And I thank the organizers to invite me to represent Concor. And wherever there is a discussion on logistics, we feel that we should be there. We should be there because it's an ecosystem, and the ecosystem of containerization in India has started more than 3 decades, and right from there, Concor was there as part of Indian Railways, and the journey is on and on. So first of all, I feel duty bound, esteemed my co-panelists too, that I say a few words on Concor. That we all know that Concor is a Government of India enterprise, and with the help and support of all our esteemed listeners and customers, we have achieved the status of Navratna. However, what exactly we are nowadays? Our business is basically of 2 types. EXIM business, that is export and import, we call it international business, and domestic. If you see, we are in international business, and the rest in the domestic business. Now coming to the international business, which as director I primarily look after. Altogether, our presence in India is, in terms of terminal, at 68 locations. And out of 68, around 40 odd terminals deal with international business. And if you call all those locations where our presence is there, containerized activities are there, sidings, CRTs, ECRTs extended by the Indian Railways, it is around 190 locations. So, across India, almost in all the states of India, somehow we are in this logistics sector serving the society and the trade. Now, how we do this job? We all know that logistic business is capital intensive. A lot of capital expenditure is there. That's why in every year, 700, 800 and up to 1,000 crore rupees, we are investing in capital expenditure. And this is also in terms of the vision of our central government. And in budget, we'll also see that how we are giving impetus on more capital expenditure, because India needs that. India, many of us say that the country is still in making. So we still need a lot of bridges, a lot of high-speed corridors, a lot of roads, a lot of integration. That's why Joint Secretary Saab has already mentioned that we need an ecosystem of integration. That's why this PM Gati Shakti and GCT provisions and vision is there. So in pursuit of that, our presence in these locations are there. So in these particular terminals, we do international business. For that, we need container rakes. So that is also our focus areas, because see, in international business, 2 things are very, very important, and our esteemed stakeholders might be appreciating that. These 2 things are time sensitivity and cost sensitivity. And as Concor, as one of the partners, we are very aware of and we feel duty bound to mitigate on these 2 areas, that how we be cost sensitive and how we be time sensitive. In terms of both, we need to increase our fleet of rakes. So our aim is to increase more number of rakes, to add more number of rakes. So at present, I feel proud to announce that we have around 414 rakes as on date. And very soon we'll be touching 500 and crossing 500 rakes too. Because until and unless we pump in more pipelines in a particular sector, we will be defying our responsibilities, because pendency would be there and we will not be clearing the boxes. So that is one. Another thing that logistics And Concor, many times some of our partners feel that Concor is traditionally a terminal operator and a transporter. But we all know that with these two terms, we cannot survive nowadays. So we are actually a complete business solution provider. So end-to-end business is with us. So first mile, last mile is our complete responsibility, and in pursuit of that, we have our tremendous activities and very liberalized solutions for first mile and last mile. And we all know, friends, that many of our business partners, CHAs, freight forwarders, esteemed exporters, and truck operators, traditionally, generation-wise, they have their own fleet of trucks and trailers. So now is the time to join hands together. And that is why our FMLM project is there. Together we can provide the first mile, last mile solution. So we are there in that. Apart from that, we also know that sustainability and green solutions are also importantly needed, especially in our country. Many times we do not bother कि माल ही तो जाना है, किसी भी ट्रक में डाल दो पहुंच जाएगा, उसमें क्या जरूरत है कि कौन सा तेल जल रहा है, किसकी खपत हो रही है. लेकिन ऐसी बात नहीं है. There are many countries, there are many traders, there are many consumers, there are many partners that feel that no, end to end, the thing should be complete green, the line should be complete green. So in pursuit of that, we have already inducted a fleet of LNG trailers, more than 200, and we are on. We have deployed them at particular locations. We do have challenges. आपको लगेगा कि आपने ट्रेलर खरीद लिया तो क्या किया, उसकी फ्यूलिंग कहाँ करें, पंप कहाँ है, बहुत सारी चुनौतियां हमारे सामने हैं. तो उन चुनौतियों का सामना कर रहे हैं. At particular locations, let's say we have 50 trailers, suddenly we find that some issues are there and they are sitting idle, and at other places we are there. तो अभी तो हमारी सारी एक्सरसाइज इसी में हो रही है कि किस टर्मिनल में कहाँ कितने ट्रेलर लगाएं और कहाँ इसकी जरूरत है. बट वी ऑल नो फ्रेंड्स, इट इज हाईली कॉस्ट इंटेंसिव, वेरी कॉम्प्लेक्स, बट वी नीड टू गियर अप. Collectively we need to gear up towards this green project too. So for this first mile, last mile, together with our partners and with our LNG fleet, we think to provide, or we are providing, end-to-end solutions. Now, this time sensitiveness, we all know, friends, that in Concor, ours also being a railways PSU, traditionally we are railway transportation activity solution provider. 95% of transportation is through railways and 5% is by road and all. So we can understand that railway lines are strategically laid, and DFC has also come up. So fantastically we are joining this Dadri and other areas of NCR, National Capital Region, to Mundra and Pipavav. And very soon, as I am told by the DFCCIL authorities, that by March this year, they will be connecting with JNPT port too. So, now coming to this advantage weather part, here, one of our terminals and MMLPs is in Mihan. It is a beautiful location. Most of you might have seen that. It is more than 100 acres property and full of all facilities, 6 railway lines, 2 handling lines. It has transit bonded warehouse as well as domestic warehouse. Still we have areas to develop more warehouses and more solutions. We have also PFT activities. So as I see, and I was discussing with our local officers, that we all know that Kanpur is in the center of India. So somehow it needs to be the center in logistic terms too. Logistic का भी केंद्र होना चाहिए, because this is how JS साहब was telling that this is how an spoke का concept बनता है. बिल्कुल बनता है, because the change जब बनाते हैं हम तो इन सब चीजों का ख्याल रखते हैं कि कहाँ से कैसे जुड़ रहा है, और इस हिसाब से टाइमिंग और कॉस्टिंग होती है. तो I was just discussing that what are the commodities and cargoes we deal in. and what is the potential in this area. And I was utterly surprised, and I was feeling happy. We knew that oranges are there in Kanpur. कानपुर के इसके लिए जाने जाते हैं. एक बहुत अच्छी समृद्धि लाइन भी बन गई है. इसके बाद मिनरल्स, yarns, राइस, क्या चीज नहीं है. Just now I was visiting this expo and I just entered into one of the stalls, a very big stall. उसमें कुछ मिसाइल जैसी चीजें दिखी तो मुझे लगा कि जाना चाहिए, यहाँ कुछ क्या मिसाइल है, देश की संरक्षा और सुरक्षा की बात है. तो उन्होंने कहा कि साहब हम गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को तो सप्लाई करते ही हैं, विदेशों को भी एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं डिफरेंट डोमेस्टिक डिफेंस के पार्ट्स. तो हमने बोला कि आप हमारे से करते हैं. तो बेचारे जो वहां खड़े थे बोला कि सर वी आर, दोनों यंग थे, वी आर इन द प्रोडक्शन लाइन, वी डू नॉट नो, बट हमारे लोग बताया कि बिल्कुल करते हैं. हमारी कंटेनराइज भी करते हैं, रेलवे से भी करते हैं, रोड से भी करते हैं. सो वी नो दैट एट दिस पर्टिकुलर लोकेशन इज अ ह्यूज पोटेंशियल फॉर कार्गो. नाउ व्हेन देयर इज अ कार्गो, नाउ हाउ वी feel responsible to play our role. So as CONCOR, through our locations at terminals and also with the help of railways, GCT, जैसा कि जयस साहब बता रहे थे, GCT, तो इंडियन रेलवेज का एक बहुत ही यूनिक कॉन्सेप्ट है गति शक्ति टर्मिनल्स. एंड वी एज CONCOR and our prior partners also, we are very keen to get associated with gati shakti terminals too. And there are two other things, CRTs, container rail terminals, and exclusive CRTs, ECRTs, जहां हम लोग मिलजुल के काम कर सकते हैं. तो अभी हम चर्चा कर रहे थे कि हमारे यहाँ और कहाँ से कुछ इस तरह से रिक्वेस्ट है या आदेश है, इंस्ट्रक्शंस हैं, मांग है. तो हमारे कुछ एरियाज को उन्होंने डिफाइन किया है, लोकेशन किया है. हमारे लोग वहां देख के भी आए हैं. और कल ही हमारे लोकल ऑफिसर नंदनेश्वर झा, जो GGM अभी मुंबई में है और JNPT और इस एरिया को देखते हैं, वो कह रहे थे कि यहाँ के लोकल रेलवे ऑफिसर से बात कर रहे थे कि हाउ टुगेदर वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई एन लोकेशन एंड कनेक्ट द डॉट्स वेयर रोड सेक्टर, रेल, कार्गो का प्रोक्सिमिटी ये मिलकर हम कर सके. तो एज CONCOR डजंट स्टॉप अस टू मोर बाय रोड, नॉट ओनली 5%, वी आर इक्वली. And one more thing, CONCOR is in international business, not only in India. We have recently started sending our own containers where you see CONCOR written on the face of the boxes to send to foreign land. So as shipping line also we are certified, and our containers are now going to Dubai and Far East too. So you would be finding in future that, and we are quite aggressive in that. We have our partnership with very renowned freight forwarders and logistic players in foreign land, and together we will be working in that pursuit too. Coming to the domestic sector, because we are also playing domestic logistic services here at Mihan. In nutshell, I would say challenges are there domestic. We are many players. We cannot say that we enjoy monopolistic, which earlier used to be with CONCOR. No, it is not. And we believe not to compete but to collaborate. So together we are there in the domestic sector. Usually west to east is a huge movement. West to south, huge movement. And other locations we also need to connect. Very often we discuss with the railway ministry, and also meetings chaired by none other than Honorable Minister Ashwini Vaishnav ji, who is a very keen logistic expert. I would say is an expert. We are keen to not only connect for longer leads but also smaller leads. So we have proposed the railway ministry that how in smaller leads and light cargo our benefits should be passed to the traders. That is the cost benefit. And how we reframe our cost in such a way in designing composite rates from end to end that it is becoming very beneficial to our traders. So in domestic, we have our bulk movement, bulk cement. We are adding varieties of containers, tank containers, 40 feet types containers, which containers were not earlier in, but now we are into that. So infrastructure-wise, physical infrastructure, rolling stock-wise, land-wise, CRT, ECRT together with railways, road sector, FMLM, and digital infrastructure. We are very sophisticated in technology too. So this is how we want to integrate. So we advise and request you all to please get associated with us. Together we can win. And this is how the plurality of logistics. It is not a mono game. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. I think your point about being sensitivity, both from time and cost perspective, and sustainability is very well with the ministry as well as with the people of Nagpur. We look for being very sensitive in terms of cost, and cost is one factor where it's the defining factor for any logistic service provider. Thank you so much for your remarks, sir. Next, I take the pleasure of inviting Mr. Balfour Manuel, Managing Director, Blue Dart Express. Blue Dart initially started as part of DHL Group and is now providing logistics across India and globally. Balfour Manuel, sir, has more than 3 decades of experience in logistics, and I would request him to tell us how express logistics, particularly, is needed in this time, and how Blue Dart is playing an important role in Vidarbha. Thank you.
Hello, check. Yeah, thank you for having me. And yeah, you're right. We are in the speed business, and that's called express logistics. My friend Bishnoi, and first of all, I think most of my speech has been addressed by Joint Secretary Pankajji. You mentioned all the problems that I wanted to say, but I'll see what else I can speak about. So just to tell you about Blue Dart a little bit. We are the largest express service provider domestic in this country. We also are the largest part of the largest international group, DHL. And just to give you some numbers, at any given point of time, 2,600 trucks are on the road. We deliver almost 60 packages every second in this country. That's just to give you a number. We fly every night our own fleet of 8 Boeing aircrafts. Only to carry our material. We also support the post, the speed post, and several other contracts like RBI, etc. Last but not the least, we employ directly and indirectly 50,000 people in the country, including differently abled people. I am very focused on taking differently abled people. Thank you. In the last 6 months, or rather last 4 months, we have 220 differently abled people taken into, and most of them perform better than us. So, and many of them are first employment for them. You know, imagine first time employment. what the government can do is create air logistics access corridors between industrial parks, mandis, warehouses, build dedicated freighter incentives for us to fly. We have freighter aircrafts, predictable slots, air export facilitation, etc. These are the things that we will need to freighter incentives for us to fly. We have freighter aircrafts, predictable slots, air export facilitation, etc. These are the things that we will need to create. Some of the contributions that I want to give is basically, like I said, Nagpur needs to create more export-capable manufacturing in the SEZ. We need to invite, I'm seeing many more, first was Boeing, of course, but I see many more organizations coming into Nagpur, and that's a great sign. I think there is attraction again. The land cost on the higher side. Yesterday evening, late evening, I traveled, and all I saw was posters on the lamppost selling land, small plots of land. So I don't think this should only be looked as a retirement place, for Nagpur. If you sell small plots for residential, it will become a retirement place. But according to me, instead of a retirement zone, the need to create an ecosystem where it becomes a employable zone is what we need to work. Tamil Nadu, Hyderabad, Vizag, Gurgaon is old now. They're all creating infrastructure for employment. Any kind of TCS is here already in the SEZ. So we need to create employable. Our youth from Nagpur, Vidarbha are going outside to work. They need to have more employability within the Vidarbha and maybe Nagpur. This city can transform. So my take was, if the SEZ, the USP of Mihan, should not be a hurdle due to regulations without substantial gains for people coming in. Several states, like I said, Hyderabad, TN, others are grabbing opportunities. And we need to grab those opportunities fast. I think Nagpur, with this conclave that we have had, I think we have opened up a new window of opportunity, more investments coming. I think we should take this forward. We have everything. We have everything except a port to take logistics forward. Logistics is now a hardcore part of economy. It's not just a transport system. Like I said, in Germany, there is no speed limit. So you can imagine, and they have rules. On Saturday night, all vehicles are parked. Nothing will move. The whole of Sunday, it's for private people to move the cars. Only on Monday morning, the trucks will start moving. There are rules, but there is speed in the game. So with that, I would quickly conclude my take on what Nagpur can do. Great potential. My colleagues have already said that. I think the youth here and many more people other than only our ministers and secretaries, the private participation needs to come up. So with that, I wish the conclave, Vidarbha, the very best. Blue Dart has almost 40 offices here, more than 1,000 people. We are ready to fly in. When business is there, we are ready to fly those big freighters into Nagpur. With that, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your point about air connectivity with Nagpur, both domestically and internationally, is something that we, as Nagpurians, are always finding it as a challenge. We would like to see more flights in and out of Nagpur, more air connectivity. In terms of your point on port connectivity, our minister has made sure that Nagpur has a dry port nearby, and the plans, it's under execution. With that, I also agreed that the need for speed is very important for us. And with that, I would like to speak about our next speaker, who very quickly and with huge speed is growing his logistics and industrial park, Mr. Ashish Agarwal, MD of XSI Logistics. Sir, I'd invite you to come and tell us more about your journey, your success story, being a Nagpurian, the challenges that you faced, and how XSI Logistics has succeeded till now, and what are your plans for the future. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen and students. I would like to, first of all, thank you, Shiv Kumar ji. It's an honor to be here amongst distinguished dignitaries, such senior officers from the Government of India, our motivational speaker and the leader of the industry from Blue Dart. Good afternoon, everybody. So we've created a small video here. You'll get to know about what we're doing in Nagpur, in Bombay, in Pune. So I would just like the audiovisual team to play it.
Every development begins with intent. The intent to build infrastructure that outlasts cycles and ecosystems that enable growth. In strategic partnership with Blackstone, the world's largest alternative asset manager, XCO is deploying over 2,000 crores across 4 world-class parks in Nagpur. Aligned with the Maharashtra Logistics Policy 2024 and National Logistics Policy 2022, anchoring Nagpur's position as the logistics capital of India. XCO Logistics Parks translates that intent into design. Grade A industrial and logistics environments, engineered for speed, scalability and compliance. Across Maharashtra, XCO is developing a network of 7 parks with a built-up potential of nearly 10 million square feet. Together they form a connected grid between Nagpur, Pune and Mumbai. Strategically located across expressways, freight corridors and industrial belts, Nagpur anchors the network with nearly 6 million square feet under various stages of execution. Led by the 105-acre XCO Park 1 North. Followed by expansions at Linga, Butibori, Vardhaman Nagar, and operational facilities at Vatgaon on the Samruddhi Expressway. Parks at Pune and Mumbai extend the footprint westward, connecting manufacturing clusters to consumption and export markets. Every XCO park is designed for operational readiness, offering plug-and-play facilities built to suit options and pre-approved statutory clearances that reduce occupational timelines and accelerate business startup. Integrated common utilities and shared infrastructure. From power and water management systems to seamless internal connectivity, enable businesses to lower operating costs and scale efficiently. Each development is executed sustainably, aligned with international environmental, health and safety standards, energy efficient systems and IGBC Platinum Green Building benchmarks, built for longevity and performance that endures. Backed by over 2,000 crore rupees of global FDI investment across 4 world-class parks in Nagpur and part of a 5,127 crore rupees overall investment plan. XCO continues to expand with transparency and accountability, creating infrastructure that powers industry and will generate over 10,000 plus new employment opportunities in Nagpur and an overall 17,500 jobs across Maharashtra. With every new park operational, XCO enhances supply chain efficiency, reduces logistics cost, and consolidates Maharashtra's position as India's logistics capital. XCO Logistics Parks, ahead of time, beyond expectations.
Thank you. So in a snapshot, you all are aware now what we are doing. So we are investing around 5,000 crore rupees of FDI in Maharashtra along with our partner Blackstone. And out of that, 2,000 crore rupees is being invested in Nagpur across 5 separate parks. All these parks are connected either by expressway, either by railroad terminals.
Here in Nagpur, otherwise we are very slow on Saturdays. Cold chain, we have everyone heard that cold chain is the upcoming sector. Cold chains are very important for the industry. I'll just like to say what is cold chain industry. We speak about logistics. Logistics is the spoke and gear for the industry. Logistics is what is driving the Indian economy ahead. Cold chain is a small niche of the same industry, but what it provides is food security. And when there is food security throughout the country, we are able to have good quality food throughout the year. That is what fills the stomach and drives the economy. So in that way, cold chain is very important. And as sir has rightly said, cold chain industry is a missing gap in the whole scenario. Regarding cold chain in Vidarbh's cold chain is slightly, the industry is slightly lagging as compared to the whole of the country, even though Nagpur is in the center of the country. The total cold chain capacity in Vidarbh is somewhere around 2.5 lakh tons, which I believe can easily double in the next 4-5 years. That is, there is so much demand. For a perspective, a city like Nagpur has around 20 to 25 cold storage facilities, while a place like Indore has 150 cold store facilities. A place like Agra, Guntur has more than 200 cold storage facilities. So there is immense growth scope for a cold storage facility to operate in Nagpur. But if someone is looking to invest in cold chain industry, there is one issue. Cold storage industry cannot be just a standalone industry. It cannot be just a basic storage facility. What has been done, as Ashish ji has rightly pointed out, it has to be a grade A facility. It has to be compliant. It has to be ESG compliant. And it also needs for sustainability a value addition service. It can be some packing unit, a pack house, a logistics hub. It has to be a part of a value-added structure. A cold storage industry cannot be a standalone industry. But what are the advantages of Nagpur right now? What we have seen worldwide are extra large size cold storages, say in Europe, in America. But I believe that cold storage as a sector cannot be centralized, cannot have extra large units. It will be a mix of multiple smaller scale fragmented units, but connected through IT systems. Why I am saying this is, cold storages store niche products, wherein the agriculture products should be stored either where they are produced or where they are consumed. There is no point taking mangoes from Ratnagiri or oranges from Nagpur to a far away place and then distributing it to some other location. So the storage of agriculture produce should be somewhere close to their production center or maybe near a consumption center like Mumbai, Delhi. Similarly, a major driver for cold chain industry through the country is the processed food industry, frozen foods. Even there, the demand is now growing. So earlier the concept was that used to have large scale facilities, say at Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad. That was the concept. Now the economy is growing towards more hub and spoke industries and hub and spoke units. So number of units across the country are increasing. So the advantage of Nagpur is right now connected with amazing highways, and with the kind of highways being built up, networking or building a network throughout the country is increasing. So you can go to MP, from Nagpur you can cover the whole of Vidarbh, whole of MP, whole of Chhattisgarh. A major game changer for cold chain industry coming forward is the commercial EV segment. Because with the growth of EVs in commercial trucks, the major cost which holds back a cold chain industry is the secondary transportation cost. And costing is what we are all looking at. Moment EVs are getting integrated into this sector, the secondary cost is reducing like anything. And that would be one thing which will drive all major transportation decisions and decisions to base a hub throughout the country. So I believe Nagpur and the whole of Vidarbha is very well placed to take advantage of this. So whoever is interested in investing in cold storage facility in Nagpur, they are welcome to do it. Just keep in mind it should be part of a value-added facility. Thank you.
Thanks, Aditya. Let me, from the dais, say I'm the first one interested in building cold storage facilities, so I'll come back to you on that. With that note, we've heard from all our distinguished panelists and speakers, and now we would like to start question and answers. I know we are running short of time, so we'll take questions for the panelists. Anybody from the audience who has a question or... Sure. Can we have a mic? Or you want to stand up and... Yeah.
My question is to Pankaj. What is the future plan for skill development in logistics sector for Vidarbha region? That would be a great thing.
I'll repeat the question. What is the plans for skill development? Sorry. Thank you. We'll need one more of these.
Yes, I am very happy to inform. और आपको पता शायद नहीं होगा क्योंकि ऐसे ही गवर्नमेंट काम करती है. लॉजिस्टिक सेक्टर की स्किल काउंसिल है. पता नहीं कितने लोगों ने, यहाँ तो इतने यंग स्टूडेंट हैं, आप लोगों ने कभी सुना भी है LSSC का नाम, लॉजिस्टिक सेक्टर स्किल काउंसिल सुना है? तो लॉजिस्टिक सेक्टर स्किल काउंसिल को ओपन ही किया गया था इसलिए कि वो लॉजिस्टिक सेक्टर में डिफरेंट जॉब रोल्स जो हैं, जिसको हम लोग QP कहते हैं, क्वालिफिकेशन पैक, जो NSQF से कंप्लाइंट होती है. सब तो टेक्निकल टर्म है. कहने का मतलब ये है कि वो रिसर्च करते हैं कि लॉजिस्टिक सेक्टर में क्या क्या जॉब रिक्वायर्ड हैं और उस जॉब के लिए क्या स्किल चाहिए, और उसकी स्किल की वो फ्रेमवर्क बनाते हैं, कोर्स बनाते हैं, करिकुलम, और फिर वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के साथ मिल करके बच्चों को स्किल डेवलपमेंट करते हैं और जॉब दिलवाते हैं. अब इसमें हमारी लॉजिस्टिक डिवीजन बहुत क्लोजली काम करने की कोशिश कर रही है LSSC से, मैं ये कहूँगा. इनफैक्ट मैं कल मुंबई में था तो मैं चाहता था कि LSSC के जो रीजनल ऑफिसर हैं वो आएँ और मेरे साथ जाएं, लेकिन वो नहीं थे, वो कहीं और उनका था. बहुत स्ट्रांग उनका नेटवर्क नहीं है. बट वन थिंग आई कैन प्रॉमिस, बिकॉज मैं इतने यहाँ यंग बच्चों को देख रहा हूँ, कि व्हेन आई विल गो बैक टू दिल्ली आई विल कॉल द LSSC पीपल एंड विल आस्क स्पेसिफिकली टू prepare some skill development in logistics sector for the Vidarbha region, और यहाँ पे करें और उसको हम लोग मॉनिटर करेंगे.
Thank you, sir.
I hope note कर रहे होंगे.
Thank you, sir. Since we're talking about skilled people in logistics and talent and HR for logistics, I would like to inform the audience that recently CII hosted an event in Nagpur on talent and HR for logistics for the future. And the event was organized by Dr. Smita Dabolkar. She's amongst with us in the audience. I'd request her to kind of come on the dais and speak for a few minutes about the event and what was... Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ranjan sir. First of all, very good afternoon to all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. As the convener of the HR Forum of CI Vidarbha Zone Council, and on behalf of our chairman and vice chairman, I take this opportunity to present a few highlights of the recently held CI summit in Nagpur on Talent for Tomorrow. On 24th of January, we had that summit. Thank you, Shivkumar Rao sir, for being so gracious enough to allow us to share our insights on this occasion. HR Forum of the CI, this summit was organized under the able leadership of the great mentor K. Saithanathan sir, and with the support of Tushar Jani sir, Mr. Shivkumar Rao ji, Dr. Kapil Chandrayan, Mr. Ashish Agarwal ji, and Mr. Pyare Khan. The summit was conceived with a clear purpose to address the growing skill gap between the academic output and industry requirements. बहुत इसमें gap है. हम लोग as academicians हम लोग क्या produce कर रहे हैं और industry क्या चाहती है. Industry assessments continue to indicate that significant proportion of graduates require additional training. And sir, LSSC के बारे में जो आपने अभी बात की है, बहुत ही फैंटास्टिक चीज आपने जो इंटरवेंशन बताया अभी कि आप फैसिलिटेट करेंगे हमारे लिए, आई थिंक इट विल बी अ ग्रेट हेल्प. The scale and relevance of the summit was reflected in the participation of nearly 300 stakeholders from industry and academia, along with representatives from government and the media. The program also saw participation from leading organizations such as Blackstone and Blue Star, reinforcing the seriousness of industry engagement. We were honored to have Union Minister Nitin Gadkari sir as the chief guest, who highlighted the importance of such a dialogue at this juncture when India's growth ambitions demand a skilled and industry-aligned workforce. A significant outcome of the summit was bringing academicians to the forefront and sensitizing them enough to industry expectations and curriculum relevance, and the need to integrate applied skills alongside theoretical learning. The summit also created awareness around the emergence of skill universities, the logistics skill university in particular, that is coming up in this region, with focus on competencies, hands-on training, and certification-based learning aligned with industry demand. An important discussion was around CII joining hands to train manpower, including critical roles such as that of drivers, who form the backbone of the logistics and supply chain ecosystem. CII also committed to facilitating the development of a high-quality workforce for the logistics sector, where productivity, safety, and reliability are key requirements. The summit clearly established that this engagement cannot be a one-time intervention. Bridging gaps requires continuous and structured interventions between industry and academia. CII has made it a priority to contribute to the development of this emerging talent ecosystem in the Vidarbha region, particularly in sectors where demand is expected to grow, such platforms like that of Advantage Vidarbha will play an enabling role in sustaining this engagement by aligning regional talent development with industry requirements and employment opportunities. The Concord director has said that ये logistically केंद्रीय होना चाहिए, ये requirement. मैं कहना चाहूंगी सर कि इस केंद्रीय लॉजिस्टिक जब हम बनेंगे तो उसमें केंद्र बिंदु रहेगा ह्यूमन एलिमेंट, और उस ह्यूमन एलिमेंट पे जब तक हम काम नहीं करेंगे और अकेडमिशियंस जब तक इसके फोरफ्रंट पे नहीं आएंगे, एंड बॉडीज लाइक दैट ऑफ सीआई विल नॉट हेल्प द एंटायर सेट ऑफ स्टेक होल्डर्स टू टेक दिस अहेड, द ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट विल नॉट बी पॉसिबल. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच once again to the organizers of Advantage Vidarbha, Shivakumar Rao sir in particular, and all dignitaries on the dais and of the dais for allowing us to share our observations. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Just to inform the students and the gentlemen who asked for skill development in this, the Federation of Freight Forwarders Association of India runs an online diploma course. Just yesterday at the Advantage Vidarbha, we had a dialogue with the director IIM Nagpur as well as Vice Chancellor of Nagpur University, that there could be a tie-up between Federation of Freight Forwarders Association of India and these two institutions, and they have readily agreed to have this kind of an alignment between this association and both, so that there could be some student doing BCom or BBA can also pursue along with this, and there could be some kind of a joint program which the university or IIM Nagpur will have with the Federation of Freight Forwarders Association of India.
Thank you. We'll take a few more questions. I saw a few more hands. Yes, sir.
My question to all distinguished dignitaries. I represent a recognized logistics startup from DPIIT. My question is, what is your vision to connect and collectively improve the income of persons engaged in logistics, such as, for example, in trucking sector, 70%, 60 to 70% owners are owner cum driver. They lack connectivity. So what we as a new entrepreneurs can do to improve this connectivity and increase their income? I also belong to aspirational district Washim.
Thank you, sir. I will like to say something on that. So obviously, when we talk about logistics and on this forum, we talk about infrastructure, we talk about the human element, but there is something which is brewing right amongst us is the startup ecosystem for logistics. A lot of logistic companies are trying to connect with small fragmented truck owners, truck owner drivers, as well as to small logistic operators to kind of integrate them into an ecosystem where they will not be left behind and they will be part of a bigger system. And obviously when they become part of a bigger system, their incomes, their remuneration out of the profession grows. So there are a lot of startups which are working on these. Obviously you are from a startup background, so you can also look into it. How can you connect the smaller, the single motor maliks into becoming more part of the bigger ecosystem? Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hello everyone, thanks speaker for a lovely session. This question is for Mr. Aditya Jhunjhunwala. You were mentioning about the infrastructure development of the cold storage. What I like to know is, a lot of private money is coming into it. Does Government of India has some sort of a plan to, push funds into this sector through any of their schemes in future? How are we going to meet that? That's my question.
Do you mean subsidies?
Subsidies, otherwise also, like how are they going to fund apart from the private players? How is government planning to fund the sector through their incentives or something like that?
So there are subsidies from central government to promote these industries. This is something which is talked about a lot. Though the subsidies are claimed to be around 35 to 40%, but those are fixed in terms of tonnage or cubic feet of construction. So it's practically between 50 to 20%. It plays a good role to promote the industry, but I believe any project should be planned independent of the subsidy. If it's viable without the subsidy only, then a project should be planned. Whatever subsidy is coming should be termed bonus. Otherwise, cold store industry is not considered as infrastructure status, so it doesn't have any extended 15-20-year-old loan repayment terms. So the loan repayment terms are around 10 to 12 years, which I believe is quite good enough for anyone to invest.
Thank you.
We have a question right in the front.
Just one second. There's a specific scheme of Government of India, Ministry of Food Processing Industry. They call it Kisan Sampada scheme. Kisan Sampada. So if you write on Google or ChatGPT Kisan Sampada scheme of Government of India, you will come across all the nitty-gritty of that. So they provide what Jhunjhunwala was telling, that 35% of the capital subsidy for setting up not only cold storage, but the entire cold chain, reefer vehicles and the post-harvest management, pack house and sorting and grading. For all that, you get 35%. But what he said is very important, that don't go by the subsidy. If your project, your business model is viable, then only you go for it, and subsidy, if you get, that is a bonus. It will quicken your repayment to the bank, but don't go by the subsidy. Otherwise, आप loss में रहोगे.
So as sir rightly said, subsidy is like the icing on the cake, but you'll have to find your own cake. Yeah, Sudhir ji.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon to all. Actually, to support, to take it further, what he said to Mr. Jhunjhunwala, I also come from the aspirational district, Buldana. Okay, so what I heard, or maybe overheard, I don't know, the cold storage facility should evolve around where the produce and consumption is there, otherwise it will not be sustainable. Is my understanding is correct? However, my subsequent question is, can the cold storage facility made export oriented and make it sustainable?
Sir, can you just say what do you mean by export oriented?
Like cold storage facility to be developed where the produce is available but not consumption, but it can be pushed to the export oriented, like bananas or whatever you name it, and then the produce is available, but consumption is not available. So can it be sustainable to make it the export-oriented unit?
Sir, let us take in Vidarbha a specific case of oranges. So there is plenty of oranges. Oranges can be successfully stored in cold storages. For export-oriented, as I've already said, the facility, any facility, should be, as Ashish ji had said, should be grade A, compliant, ESG compliant, everything. So once you are doing that, you have all the necessary standards. So if any importer is coming to visit the facility, so that importer will also approve the products stored in that facility, because the storage itself is also important. Regarding, for oranges, the problem with oranges is you will have just one crop in the facility, which would be the summer crop. And if you are purely export oriented, maybe the winter crop can also be stored. The utilization of the facility would be 5 months. So while planning for any such facility anywhere, attention should be paid that at least the facility should be utilizable for 8 months of the year. Only then it is financially sustainable. Otherwise, it will be very reliant on one specific product, one specific crop. But it is practical. Even then, you can see example of grapes in Nasik, where the produce is stored for 3 months throughout the year. For 8 months of the year, the facility is vacant. Still, it is making money for the facility owners, because we are also dealing in the trade of fruit. It's not just a pure storage facility.
So I have a cousin of mine, they own a big company called Manorama Industries. They operate out of Raipur. So ये जो आम खाते हैं उसकी जो गुठलियाँ रहती हैं, they take out oil from those gutlis and they are now exporting it to Ferrero Rochers and various chocolate manufacturers of the world. That is where they are storing these oil cakes. They manufacture the oil, store it in the form of cakes in cold storages, and end to end they ship it abroad to Switzerland and other countries. Yeah.
Classic example of aam ke aam gutliyon ke daam. I think we'll take one more question.
So I have two questions. One to DMO Concor. In your speech, you talked about time sensitivity and cost sensitivity, sir. I know Concor was established way back, especially in Nagpur, I will say, because we are talking about Vidarbha. So at that time, both the purposes were taken care of. The costing was sharp and we were able to move our goods through train to the gateway port. Even the time taken by the train used to be 2 days or 2.5 days. But over a period of time, sir, what I have seen, both this purpose has lost. Now, over a period, you will see from Vidarbha, the road infrastructure has grown up tremendously. Now we have got Samruddhi Highway, where the goods are reaching Mumbai port in 24 to 36 hours. While our train, which are moving from ICD locations, are reaching port 96 hours, 120 hours. Now in these days of planning where you know which vessel you have to catch, if there is no clarity on the time of taken by the train to reach the port and you are missing the vessel, then it is an additional burden on the exporters and importers of this region. And in terms of cost also, sir, when railway used to provide these services through Concor to us, there used to be only two markups on it. One may be the margin of railways, and then another margin may be of Concor. Now the shipping line has also come into the picture. They have added their margin tremendously, which has made export from locations like Vidarbha through railways unviable. Now the cost of moving the goods by train or by moving by road has become almost similar. And with proper infrastructure coming near the gateway port, the regions which are totally dependent, like we are in the hinterland in the center of India, we are losing the cost advantage, and this is becoming detrimental for our export-import. Your comments, sir, on this? This is my first question, sir.
Thank you for the question. I will take it this way. As far as time sensitivity is concerned, you rightly mentioned that earlier the time used to take quite reasonable from here to the JNPT port, but nowadays, as you have expressed, that it is increasing, maybe 90 hours or 100 hours or so. Now the question is, let it be Concor terminal or private terminal, our movement is through Indian Railways and the connectivity is through Igatpuri Ghat. Just now we are discussing with the concerned officer, and they have them congestion limitations. So that is there. But another route which we are following, for not all the rakes, for few rakes, and maybe in times to come, when DFCC is getting connected with JNPT by March, so we hope, and we are in touch with railways on also DFCC, that if we could, not the full, but when we get the DFC route, and again from there to JNPT, we will get benefited. So this is a ray of hope for all of us. Apart from that, Central Railway and of course Indian Railways, we are in touch, we are in Delhi. They are aware of this, that this is one of the congestion points. So how they will come up with the solution, so that is there. We will be looking into that. And we at DFC, there's a ray of hope. As far as cost sensitivity is concerned, yes, we are also getting bothered equally by the ocean freight part. But what we can say that we are in regular touch with shipping lines, and we also tell them that until and unless you consider your part as your only freight part, then the whole logistic chain is not going to benefit it. It has to be end to end. So as I discussed in my part, that is the composite rate. Composite rate we keep, also the first mile, railway part and their part. Keeping that, we bargain with them and we discuss with them. So we are doing part to the fullest of our capabilities, how to minimize not only the railways part but also the whole logistic cost, which is one of the key concern areas of not only Concor, railways, but also the government of India. So we'll have to, otherwise logistic has not so bright days as far as these cost and other congestions are there.
Pankaj, since you are here, I want to address this issue to you also. Maybe the government of India has to convene a meeting and has to ensure that all cargoes which are moving from the hinterland, the cargo should move on merchant haulage to the gateway port. Most of the shipping line, they are now paying directly to Concor and they are charging export haulage and they are markup on it, which is a high cost. That is why our costing is increasing day by day, sir. That has to be looked into it. Maybe we will separately 1:1 address this issue with you. Maybe you can do a better.
You're right. One, I was talking to that we have already taken up one same issue in Amingaon in Assam, and there was also similar kind of issues. So now when you are raising, we can understand. One, what you are saying is that issue, the haulage issue, but another is the availability of rack and from point to point, from first mile to last mile connection, and when the ship timing, you miss that because rakes availability are not there. So those issues, I hope Director Sahib will take into consideration. But yes, we need to intervene. My director is listening. Sagar is coordinating. We need to discuss this. Separately, you should come up with some of the issues to us. You can give to Sagar, and in person, if you are able to visit ministry, we'll able to hear you there.
One more thing I would be adding, as far as Indian Railways is concerned, Ministry of Railways, jointly we are mulling over, and we have in fact started running not we can say timetable train, but transit assurance time. We have successfully run trains and running trains from TKD to Kolkata area, and in a stipulated time, and we have successfully experimented that it is happening. It is happening despite two en route points at Nagpur, Agra and Kanpur. TKD to Agra, Agra to Kanpur, Kanpur to then Shalimar city area. And with the stipulated time, we are connecting the train. So similarly, Indian Railways is planning, and we have already given the details, inputs, what they expected for finding those congestion points and those specific critical nodes where we can monitor and think of running transit assured timetable trains. That is on the card. And one thing you must be also aware of that Indian Railways is mulling over doing almost, they say it is a turnaround in the containerized business. So I would be looking for, and we all should be looking for, basically the logistic and transportation part from them, that how it eases all of us that is in the car, on the car. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we'll wrap up the Q&A here, and if there are any comments from our speaker, any of the speakers, I would like to do the memento presentation right now. We'd like to give a token of our appreciation to our esteemed panelists and speakers for the time that they've taken and sharing their thoughts. So on the first and foremost, I would like Shiv Kumar sir to give the memento to our keynote speaker, Pankaj sir. Thank you, Pankaj sir. And we will, as AID, make sure that your point that there needs to be more regional, city and state planning for logistics to the government here. Next, I would like to invite K. Saityanathan sir to please come on the dais and please present the memento to Mr. Vijay Kumar Singh. Sir, please.
इसका इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ठीक करो ना पहले.
I understand, sir. Next, I would request Sagar Kadu sir to please come on the dais to give the memento to Mr. Balfour Manuel sir. Next, I would request Mr. Jha, GGM from Concord to please come on the dais and give the memento to Ashish Agarwal, sir. Next, I would request Dr. Smita Davolkar ma'am to please come on the dais to give the memento to Aditya Jhunjhunwala, sir. As to conclude the session, a long session, but a very informative, very distinguished discussion on logistics, I would like to propose the vote of thanks, and I'd like to first and foremost thank AID, Minister Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, our CM Shri Devendra Fadnavis, and the entire government of Maharashtra, the AID team, including President Ashish Kale sir and his entire team, for organizing the third edition of Advantage Vidarbha and giving us an opportunity to have a discussion on logistics in Vidarbha. I would like to thank my convener, Shiv Kumar sir, who is leading the effort with AID, and he has been very kind to have me included in this. And most importantly, I would like to thank each and every of our panelists and speakers for taking time for them from their busy schedule and giving us this informative session. And last and least, this session cannot be a success without the august audience and the dignitaries that we have off the dais. So I thank you all for taking time from your busy schedules and coming here to listen to what Vidarbha and the potential opportunities and prospects in Vidarbha in logistics sector. Thank you so much. Can we have a group photo, please?